how do I say this? Like, the points that I'm trying to make are probably due to the fact that I've been wandering around a lot in life. I've haven't exactly settled down. So, this could be the reason that it's a Peter-Appleseed lost in, the world, not able to really figure it out. Ha ha ha. But, getting back to the fact that it really should be a mystery video, because then, more people are going to see it. It tends to be 10 times as many exposures and feedback compared to, let's say, kyyboa. Kyyboa really is just like this underground project. It's not trying to be like hip or reactionary the way that underground implies. Kyyboa is not like some secret renegade trip. Kyyboa is a very like heartfelt, if you want to put it that way, organic, tribal, because it's going back to a smaller unit, you could even call it neighborhood, just as much as you call it tribe. So thinking it through, I don't really know where to put this video, vlog. Probably that's one of the main points in my life, is like how to structure and organize what I'm trying to be, the different levels of my life. And I used to get criticism about this 2 years ago, more so than now. Criticized, like, how come you have more than one channel? What's the point? Are you confused? Why would somebody do that? And lo and behold, a lot of these people that, couldn't figure it out, now they have 2 channels, 3, 4 channels. They have 2 partner channels, 3 partner channels, and they have to understand that I was ahead of the times. I was getting out there ahead of the curve, and they did what I did. They followed my trend. I was the trendsetter. I was, not to toot my own horn, but I just want people to understand that you do it now, you found a reason to do it, and you didn't understand why I was doing it 2 years ago. Now you get it. Because there's so many things about life that have to be compartmentalized, like compartments and structure and organized, and this is this, and you can't mix the 2 things. It's kind of hard to put a kitchen table next to the bed, next to the toilet, without compartments. Look, if you live in a 1-room apartment, even smaller than a studio apartment, then I suppose you have to deal with it. I'm not criticizing that. If the economic crisis is going on, yeah, and I've been there before. In fact, I'm here right now. Well, getting back to my deeper ideas of people, and I really, really, really want understanding between myself and the viewer. This is important. This is not just entertainment. It's not just a joke. It's not just the internet. I'm sorry. You know how they say that? That's a cliche also. It's just the internet. I mean, what do you mean? So let's minimize it. Let's all play games here. You know, we don't have to take life serious. We'll do it somewhere else. Well, where do you do it then? And then it's always like, well, the internet doesn't really set the trend. There's no celebrity here. There's no, you know, it's not Hollywood. Uh, what do you want? What do you want with yourself? How do you want life to be? I mean, come on. I've seen some of the best actors in the world come through the internet. Only on the internet. Excuse me, I have to fart right now. Coincidentally. And the internet is a way to tap into the world, regardless of who you are, regardless of where you are. And bringing it back to my wish, my goal, to really share an understanding. I want you to be aware of my ideas, my message. I want that, and I believe that it's the same thing that we're going to share in real life. I have a lot of friends in real life. I mean, some of them may have lost track. It's this very, very big world out there. We move in every direction. But eventually it comes back around. 15 years gone by is one of those examples. The proof is in the pudding. Go to that channel and see what it's about. 15 years gone by. I was in love with this woman. You know, a lot of problems built up though, and she went a different direction. And I didn't know how to find her, or how to catch up with her, or how to cross paths again. You know, but in this day and age, you can find anybody. If I can find my ex-wife, then you can find Osama bin Laden, unless there's another thing holding that back. I found my ex-wife, and, you know, obviously she is with my daughter, our daughter. And this is telling you that the man right here that's trying to connect with you through the internet, is trying to make a bond with you, is offering that. If you want to take it, if it's interesting to you, if you decide it's a mutual decision, this guy has connections to, like, a lot of people. And I wanted that. I wanted to keep in touch with people that I had in my life 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And I thought it would show an evolution of thoughts, an evolution of how life changes us, and yet how it stays the same, and how we can still maintain that connection. So I just went to see an old friend of mine who I haven't seen in like 2 years, no, a year and a half. And there he was, and he saw my daughter. I think he's seen her before. He definitely remembered my ex-wife. You know, we used to hang out back in the days. And I wanted my daughter to see that, and see how we talk, and how we have like a lot of memories together. You know, you're talking like over 30 years of personal histories, and just to perpetuate that friendship, that connection, is quite profound. I don't think that there's anything else more profound for the individual in this day and age. But you use technology to make it happen. You can document it, sort of like what I'm doing right here. But what it really boils down to is the heart, connection, the love. It's really love that brings everything together and a unity. You just like feel the same, you feel connected, and everything is okay. The world has so much of this, and I think that we have to become aware. We need to promote this fact that love is just everywhere. Love is so abundant. There's just infinite love. We just have to feel it. And I don't believe anything else to the contrary. I don't believe any denial of that. I don't believe that there's too little love, or we don't love, or how can we have, a world like this just because nobody loves. Everybody loves. I love. If I love, regardless of my awareness of the things that I remember, the things that I felt were not love, and I still love, I still have the capacity and the will to do that, then anybody can do it. I had my daughter taken away for over 15 years. Do you know what that does to a person's mind? I mean, wake up, people. If you've ever been through anything quite like that, I want to hear some responses. I want to compare notes here. If you've been through anything that can measure up to that, I'm talking over 15 years not knowing where my firstborn child was, being completely cut off. Now, I want to get into this a little bit, because this is what was my philosophical point. And philosophy, let me tell you, when I talk philosophy, it's practical. It's not mumbo-jumbo, abstract, like a bunch of dry science, philosophical science or something, or hypothesis. No. When I mean philosophy, it means pretty much like my belief system, how I break it down, how I understand life, and this is my explanation of it. As I'm trying to connect with my daughter, the communication is a whole process. It's a very strenuous process. It's very involved. Oh, I've got 50 seconds left. What's going on, just like what I'm doing with you folks, with you, the person who's listening to me, and I'm reaching out to, and I'm extending my offering to you to bond with me, like this love connection. This is love. Love doesn't have to do with the fact of special relationships, like I love my wife, or my wives, or my girlfriend, or my parents, my family. It doesn't just have to do with special relationships, biological or the romantic kind. Love has to do with the fact that humanity is united by one love. When I say that I love